unity and advancement of our continent. Your Excellency, President Mbeki, I wish to salute you for your contribution and unwavering commitment to the African cause and the vacuum areas that we have in action. I repeat again, in action, because we've been talking too much theoretically about the gaps we have, about our unity, about our freedom, about our bringing Africa together. It is just a talk. And my own recent example is when I was going to Angola as advanced party before our president's state visit. I had to go to 3 countries before reaching Luanda. And the president was coming there directly with her own flight. So it was only 3 hours from Dar es Salaam to Luanda. But for me, it took me at least 18 hours to reach there. And one of the countries I passed was South Africa, with the same sponsor you see on the board here. So, so this shows that we are talking theoretically about unity and being connected, yet we are disconnected. And this is, I think, we need to address why we are so much disconnected. I was in South Africa recently to visit some of our elder statesmen who came there for medical reasons. I will not mention names. And I visited one of the best trauma centers you have in Johannesburg. And this trauma center, they are saying it's renowned globally. They told me, I saw the profile, I saw major accident happen in the mining. I saw Americans flying there. I saw great developed nations flying to come there for medical. And I asked myself, why are we going outside Africa? Why are we going outside Africa? I think Excellency Mbeki and the rest of the panelists, these are the issues that we need to address now. We've been talking too much about unity. We've been talking too much about African continent, but we don't know our own value of these critical, they are called rare earth minerals in the ground. We don't know their real value. Somebody else outside Africa is determining their value. They are determining the value for us. They are determining what should we do, when should we do it, and how to do it. Maybe professors can help us, knowledge is lacking. Maybe education, our education is still closed in liberation and all this unity and the Liberation Center and museums and history. We need also to know what value we have now. Excellency Mbeki, yesterday in our gala dinner, you gave a wonderful speech. And from your speech, I picked up 2 key issues. Number 1, you spoke about blue economy. And you are absolutely right. Recently, with President Chapo's state visit, President of Mozambique, Republic of Mozambique, we had the opportunity to go to Zanzibar in the Deep Sea Fishing Authority in Zanzibar, because the headquarters of our Deep Sea Fishing Authority in the United Republic of Tanzania is based in Zanzibar, in Fumba town area. So when we visited that place, they gave us the number of ships licensed to do deep sea fishing. Each license, Your Excellency, cost about $100,000 per annum. And there was a list of different companies given these fishing licenses. And there were many of them. So President of Mozambique asked, how many ships are from United Republic of Tanzania? The answer was 0. And just for your information, this goes very well with what you made yesterday as a speech in our gala dinner. Na hii kwa ndugu zangu wanafunzi, nyie ndo future mnaambiwa, lakini future yenyewe ishafika tayari leo. Each ship, each catch, they say there's a catch and there is bycatch. Bycatch is the unwanted fish. Each catch in the ship which is processed is approximately worth 2 million. And we asked another question, how many catches do they do per license per year? They said minimum 20 catches. So that is 40 million US dollars on one side for the license of 100,000 US dollars on the other side. And none of them, I would say, is African. Let me say it that way. Not only Tanzanian, but none of them is African. So your speech made me ask a lot of questions like last night. And actually, I'm sorry to say I enjoyed the food, African food, but I didn't enjoy the sleep because I was thinking the questions you asked all overnight. What is our problem? And I think the panelists will come to address. What is our problem today? Why we don't have this fleet of fishing vessels ourselves, number one. Why don't we do our own fishing? Number two. Why is fish still expensive? Number three. Why we are not exporting our own fish or adding the value of this fish here? Why? So there was a lot of whys which I was asking. So I hope the historians who are going to come and talk about African freedom, African liberation, African unity are going to touch this subject, because if we don't touch this subject, all this freedom and unity can be in a threat in future because of the global economic and globalization trend. This is number one. Number two, I wanted to say also again from your speech, you, besides blue economy, you mentioned the value that we have and how can we work on that value. And I realized that most of these values in a mineral industry and mining is 30% economic contributor of this country. So everyone who is employed by government, 30% of their salary is coming from the mining industry. That is automatically, it means that way. But most of this mining, we fail to add value and we send it outside. One of the reasons is we don't know the value, especially of these emerging rare earth, critical minerals. They have different names, critical, rare, etc. We don't know the value. Nickel, cadmium, titanium, which are being processed outside Africa. I think it's high time, when we talk unity of Africa, we need also to talk about economic unity. When we talk about freedom, we need to talk also about economic freedom. If we talk empowerment of Africans, we need also to talk about knowledge, education, science also, empowerment of Africans, so we determine our own values and we are the master of our own resources, which are blessed to us by God. Among many countries in the world, Africa and African countries are blessed. The last part I want to say is, with my little experience in FAO, 3 years being a representative of Tanzania to Food and Agriculture Organization, that time there was a lot of talk on food security. The whole world was talking about food security. And we don't have a problem of food security, but we have a problem that some of the desert countries are exporting more of the food stuff than ourselves. So the DG of the Food and Agriculture Organization, who is from China, he said, if we are asked in China where God is residing, we would say God is residing in Africa. And I asked him why. He said, because you are blessed with everything, including fresh water bodies, but only one. I will not finish that one. I leave it to the panelists for discussion, and I take this opportunity, Your Excellency Thabo Mbeki, once again to thank you very much for choosing Tanzania, to thank you very much for choosing to partner with us. I would like also to take this opportunity to thank you for your invitation last year, where you taught me 5 sources of conflicts in Africa. There are main 5 sources, and one of them was mentioned here today by Mzee Butiku, is the Banyamulenge example and the borders which were drawn outside the Banyamulenge area, outside, by people outside who don't know our own history. That is also one source of conflict which we learned in South Africa. For the seminar that we had, you invited ministers of foreign affairs and ministers of defense. There was a purpose for that, I'm sure, because there's a book written about diplomats and generals together. So that time we were together, diplomats and generals. And I must say, I learned a lot from that seminar, and it transformed me, even the way I'm thinking now. When I was attending as a chairperson of the organ troika for the ministerial level, for the SADC discussion, I used a lot from that seminar as a resource practically. So asante sana, Mzee Thabo Mbeki, we thank you very much. And do come often. Do come often. I think you should make a point of coming every year to the United Republic of Tanzania. We have umbilical cord connectivity with you people in South Africa, and you know it. You know that history better than me. So you have to make a point of coming every year. There is Mwalimu Nyerere Foundation. There is a Uongozi Institute. Wako wapi? Naomba Uongozi Institute msimame niwaone. Uongozi Institute. Anybody from Uongozi? Hawapo leo. Uongozi, we have Uongozi Institute. I think we should make a point. You are among the very few retired president who is active in Africa to tell us the truth, which is sometimes very inconvenient. Thank you very much.